you are, Ma. Sign's all ready to put out front.
Doggies, that's nice.
Hey, Pearl, you sure do look pretty.
Yeah, ain't nobody can sit at a piano with the style of your Aunt Pearl.
Hey, Pearl, where'd you get the cookies? Did Granny make them for you?
No, I stirred them up this morning before she got up.
Granny's gonna whomp you for getting into her kitchen.
I didn't bother her none. Gee, what do you think of my prices?
Yeah, is that what you've been charging at home?
No, but Beverly Hills is full of millionaires and movie stars, so I figured I could double them and get away with it.
I reckon you might can. I don't recollect seeing one sign in this whole town advertising yodeling lessons.
It does take a special knack. Yodeling does. Oh, la di di la la.
I know it hurts your ears, Duke. Pretty soon me and you's gonna take a nice long walk outside.
These your cookies, Pearl, that I found in my kitchen?
Yeah, Granny, are you gonna whomp her?
Of course not. Pearl just made them to give to her music pupils.
I figured that. So I drawed some of my cider to go with them.
Well, now, ain't that nice? Looks like you two ain't gonna fight no more.
Oh, shucks.
Now, you give a cup of this to every one of your pupils, Pearl.
Well, thank you, Granny.
Granny, this ain't none of your hard cider, is it?
Not especially. See? It ain't my hard stuff.
You'd have had every one of my pupils stoned.
Well, if they're gonna sit here and listen to you, they ought to have something to numb them.
Now, you listen to me just a doggone
Hot
minute.
tickety dog days at it again.
Jethro, you and your ma take the sign and go on, take it out front. Ellie Mae, you and me is going to pick the chairs and put them in the front hall there for Pearl's pupils. Granny, you pour that cider back in the barrel. Gentle. We don't want to blow up all of Beverly Hills.
How do you like it there, Ma?
Well, it's too far from the street.
How's that?
Take it out to the gate.
Okay, Ma.
Ellie Mae, your Aunt Pearl like you put on that pretty new dress that she made for you, and when the folks comes in for the lessons, you give them their numbers.
What numbers?
Well, Pearl wants everybody to take a number when they come in. That way it's first come, first served, and won't be nobody trampled in a rush.
But, Paul, I was gonna take Duke for a nice long walk so his Aunt Pearl's yodeling wouldn't hurt his ears.
Yeah, I reckon it is a mite piercing for Duke.
Yeah, he can hear sounds that ain't meant for human ears.
Yeah, and Pearl can make them, too.
How about Cousin Jethrina handing out the numbers?
Well, Pearl wants Jethrine to be playing and singing as an example of what her teaching can do to a person.
Come and get it, boy.
Well, how about Granny?
I reckon things will go a lot smoother if we keep Granny away from Pearl.
Where's old Duke? I done used up soup bowl for him.
Well, I ain't seen him, Granny, but it ain't like Duke not to come when you call.
Give me the bone, Granny. I'll find him.
What about Pearl's numbers?
Well, you give them out till I get back. I gotta find Duke.
You got your speech memorized?
I think so.
Well, suppose I was to drive up in a car and stop. What would you say?
I'd say, hi, Ma. When did you learn how to drive a car?
I ain't your mom.
Yeah, I ain't.
I'm pretending I ain't so you can practice your speech. Now, start again.
How do you do, sir? This young, beautiful widow woman
What
here.
do you mean, sir?
Well, that's what you wrote for me to learn.
I wrote you 2 speeches, one for man, one for woman. I'm a woman.
I'm a man, so I learned that one. Please, sir. This young, beautiful widow woman here.
Never mind me. Just point. Say, this way to the music lessons. Can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Well, do it.
This way to the music lesson. Excuse me, Ma. I'm sorry, Ma.
Honest to Pete, Jethro.
Duke? Duke?
Hey, here comes Ellie Mae.
Have y'all seen Duke?
Well, I seen him run out the front door, but that was some time back.
Well, Aunt Pearl, would you do me a favor and cut loose with a short blast of yodeling?
Of course. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Oh, lally, oh, lally.
Thank you, Aunt Pearl. Sounds like he's over at the Drysdale's place.
Hey, yonder comes Mrs. Drysdale driving a car. Reckon she'd want to take lessons?
Well, Mr. Drysdale's right fond of yodeling. Maybe she will. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Oh, lally, oh, lally, ooh. Had to stop. Partner went off the road trying.
Well, that's what you get for trying to drive and close the windows at the same time.
Right in, Mrs. Drysdale.
Margaret, how nice to see you. I was hoping you'd...
I insist that those hillbillies next door to us be deported.
Deported?
At once.
Oh, where to?
Oh, any place. Pasadena.
Oh, please, Margaret.
Milton, do you realize that Beverly Hills is preparing for its semi-centennial celebration?
Yes, but...
And do you realize that the eyes of the entire world will be on our famous city?
Yes.
And do you realize that I am the chairwoman of the celebration committee?
Yes, but...
And do you realize that famous personages will be coming to our home committee meetings? Well, answer me, Milburn. Speak up.
Oh, yes.
And do you realize that they will have to pass the Clampett home to get to ours?
What's bad about that?
They're out in front. That's what's bad. As I drove by just now, that Pearl woman screeched at me.
She's probably yodeling.
Well, it frightened me so I almost wrecked the car.
Yes. She was definitely yodeling.
And that brown mongrel dog of theirs came running through our flower beds, making the most mournful racket.
Oh, don't worry, dear. I'll take care of everything.
I've already taken care of that unearthly howling. I called the dog catcher.
Well, Margaret, they won't take Pearl.
I called the dog catcher to take their dog.
Mrs. Drysdale, the Clampetts prize that animal. Ellie Mae will be heartbroken.
Then let them keep it in the house as I keep my French poodle.
Mrs. Drysdale, Duke is a hunting dog. He's used to the
Miss
outdoors.
Hathaway, I believe you have a telephone call to make.
Oh, yes. Right, Chief. Immediately.
I've also taken care of that so-called yodeling. I preferred charges against Pearl Bodine for disturbing the peace.
Come on.
Enemy, they're starting to come. Hurry down. Jeffrey, commence the playing and the singing.
Okay, Ma.
Jethro, you're supposed to be out front. And them cookies is for my students.
I got hungry.
Hey, Clint. Sergeant Ellie's out looking for Duke. I'll hand out the numbers for you, Pearl.
Oh, Jed, start with the 20 or something so it'll look like we're doing a big business. Enjoy your free cookie, and you had a very good lesson.
Well, Ma!
Next.
Are you Mrs. Pearl Bodine?
Widow Bodine, they call me.
Are you the one who's been doing the yodeling?
That's right. Give him a number.
There you are.
This is my cousin Jed.
Ah, happy to meet you.
And that there's Granny. Here you are, mister. A little cup of cider. You're gonna need it. That's one of my best pupils. Come along. Come on. Come on in.
What is it? What's the matter?
Chief, I telephoned the animal shelter.
They get Duke?
Yes, and Ellie saw them. She followed them all the way to the shelter and proceeded to, and I quote, beat the living daylights out of the entire staff.
Get over right away.
Right, Chief.
Don't you worry, Duke. We'll get out of here. And when we do...
Ellie Mae!
Over here, Miss Jane. Did you come to let Duke and me out?
Yes, but first you must give me your word that there will be no further violence. Those men out there were simply doing their duty.
Okay, I won't hurt him no more. I busted Duke's bone a whooping that big one. Well, open up the cages.
Oh, I can't do that.
Well, Duke and me ain't coming out neither.
Ellie, dear, the animals here receive the very finest care and the kindest of treatment. If they were allowed to run loose, they might go hungry or be run over and hurt.
Well, do they have to stay here all the time?
Oh, no, only until someone comes along who'll pay for their license and give them a good home. I had to open my big mouth.
Bye.
Goodbye now. You come back, you hear?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Everything all right, Sarge? Just great. The nicest bunch of people I ever met. Sarge, you haven't had a nip, have you? Of course not. Just a friendly little sup of cider, a cup of cider.
I'm taking you to the diner for a cup of black coffee.
Don't be ridiculous. Maybe you'd better. I just saw a car and I can swear there's a dog driving it.
Miss Hathaway, is all them your dogs?
No, Mr. Clampett, they're yours.
Howdy, Pa. This year's all friends of Duke and me.
Well, doggies.
Now, we ain't gonna have no more slapping, nor fighting, nor scratching, nor spitting. You two's got to learn to get along together. Now, make up and be friends. Come on. Kiss and make up.
Ellie Mae, I think I got a job I'm going to turn over to you.
What's that, Pa?
See if you can get Pearl and Granny to stop biting and scratching at each other.
Folks is a lot harder to handle than critters, Pa.
That's true. Now, you better get all your dogs and cats outside, because the house just ain't a place to keep...
Help! Help! Oh! Help! Help! There's a big rat after me! Oh! Help! Help! Help save me from the big rat!
This here's a dog, Jethro. Don't be scared. Shame on you, Samson. You're always bullying somebody.
Baby's screaming. What's wrong?
Nothing. She's all right.
One of them dogs scared me, Mom. Oh, well, there, baby. Don't you cry. Don't you cry. I tell you, Jeb, this house is full of cats and dogs. How am I going to give Mom music lessons?
Well, Ellie Mae, just fixing to take them all down by the cement pond, ain't you, Ellie?
Yeah, Pa. I'll just run upstairs and put on my bathing suit. We'll all go swimming together.
Yeah, but Ellie Mae was supposed to help me handle my music pupils.
Well, it don't look like he's exactly swamped, Pearl.
No, and I can't understand it. I even cut my prices.
Oh, come on, Jethro. Just a short ride?
I don't think Ma'd like it. She said somebody's got to stay here with the sign.
Just a short ride. It's such a beautiful day.
Gee, I'd sure like to, but I dasn't. All right.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you drive my car.
Hot diggity dog, that does it. I'm going. Don't leave the sign or Ma'll be mad.
Well, I suppose that's part of his charm.
Come on, fellas. Let's go swimming.
did you get them all now?
Yeah, Aunt Pearl.
Well, thank goodness. I'll be surprised if I got any voice left after all these carryings on.
Go see him. Rusty, now that you and Skippy's such good friends, I bet you'd like it fine if you could swim, too. There ain't no reason that cats can't swim just as good as dogs. It ain't nothing to it. All you gotta do is hold your head up out of the water and all your feet are kicking. Just like Skippy's doing, see? There's what you call the dog paddle. But for you, we'll call it the cat paddle. Water ain't nothing to be scared of if you know how to swim. Watch, and I'll show you how to do it. See? Just keep everything a-moving and hold your head up out of the water so you can see where you're going. And that's all there is to swimming. And you get good enough, one of these days I'll take you to the creek or the lake and you can catch your own fish. Oh, Aunt Pearl's gonna set them dogs to howling again.
No, Sarge. I'll handle this complaint. Now, the chief wants that howling and yodeling stopped. Mrs. Drysdale's putting on the pressure.
I can handle it.
Those hillbillies will just soft soap and hard cider you again. But they won't get through to me. I'm a big city boy. They don't speak my language.
I'm sorry Miss Drysdale got upset about the dogs, but Ellie Mae can handle them.
Well, she better, or I may have to place her under arrest.
Ellie Mae, young fella here wants to talk to you.
Howdy. What you want to say to me?
Young fella.
Huh?
What you want to say about the dog?
What dogs?
I reckon the ones that's jumping up on you.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Beautiful. I love them.
Do you like cats?
I love them.
I got a cat that swims.
Wonderful.
He'd rather swim than eat fish. Come on, I'll show you.
Young fella. Don't you want to see the cat swim?
Oh, you kidding. Cats can't swim.
Critters will do things for that girl he wouldn't do for nobody else.
Come on, Rusty. Jump in. Come on, Rusty. That's the way. Good girl. Good girl.
Ain't that something?
Sure is.
Now you can tell your friends you've seen a swimming cat.
Who are you kidding? Cats can't swim.
Well, how'd it go?
Great.
Take care of the dogs?
What dogs?
Don't they have a bunch of dogs?
I didn't see any. But they got a cat that swims.
Get in. I'm taking you to the diner for some black coffee.
You know, Pa, I never did figure out what that fella wanted.
Oh, he'll be back.
Ellie, you gotta do something about that dog.
What's he doing?
Well, he's digging a hole, and it makes me powerful nervous.
Granny, all dogs digs holes.
Yeah, but he's digging one just my size.
When that boy gets to going, he's a one-man stampede.
I hope nobody gets in his way.
Ellie Mae! Ellie Mae!
Granny, Jethro come through here?
Granny, did Jet and Jethro come? What in the world? Have you been at your rheumatism, Mitzi?
That's what I was figuring of. Jethro got to going so fast he run clean into the cement pump. Something wrong with Granny?
Well, I hate to tell you this, Jed, but she's stiff as a board.
At this time in the morning? I never knowed Granny to take more than a thimbleful in all. My doggy, she is stiff, isn't she? Granny, I'm ashamed of you.
Pa, this here's the letter Jethro dropped when he fell in the cement pond. He says he'll be right in.
Oh, no, he won't. Jethro, you stay out in the sun till you're dry.
What's wrong with Granny?
Go outside and chase Jethro till he gets dry.
Might catch him, can I wrestle him?
No, Ellie, just run him.
What happened? What hit me?
Going liquor, I reckon.
Whoever throwed it at me left it in the jug. Granny, can you walk? Of course I can walk.
Well, then, let's walk over to the table here and sit down while Pearl reads us his letter.
Quit pulling the table away from me.
Granny, you and Miss Drysdale been hitting the juice a little?
Of course not. I never take more than a thimbleful, and you know it. Granny, Jed, I can't read all the writing because the ink is run. But this letter's from Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, and they's a-flying out here.
Well, doggy. You hear that, Granny? Old Lester and Earl's coming out here to see us.
You mean they're coming to see Pearl? Them two always was crazy in love with her. Oh, Granny, that was a long time ago, before they moved to Nashville and become famous.
A man never forgets his first love, Pearl. And you was the first love of both Flatt and Scruggs.
Oh, stop it. I was just a girl, and they was just boys. Big boys, I grant you. I never seen two big boys crazier in love with one little woman.
It was all scrapping over you.
Her singing to you.
Sometimes they do both. Sing a chorus and then scrap a chorus.
You had their heart melting like hog grease on a hot griddle. Now stop it. You got me a blushing. I don't want to hear no more about it.
All right, Pearl.
Remember the way they used to serenade me? Yeah. Lester with his guitar and Earl with his banjo.
Both of them singing love songs till their throats was raw. Pearl, how come you never said yes to one of them fine boys?
I just couldn't decide betwixt them. They both asked me to elope, but I couldn't decide whether to fly with Flatt or skip with Scruggs. You better decide now. I'll bet that's why they're flying out here, to get your answer. After all these years? Oh, Granny, don't be ridiculous.
A man never forgets his first love, Pearl.
Pearl, 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 don't give your love to Earl. I've got a horse and mule, 40 acres near a school, and we'll be happy as two pearls.
loving girl. Don't you marry Lester Flatt, he slicks his hair with possum fat. Change her name to Mrs. Earl Scruggs.
Pearl, 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 you'll get no love from Earl. This your man is such a sap. He won't hold you on his lap and let you on an old 5-string banjo.
Pearl, 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 he's nutty as a squirrel. If you'll be Mrs. Scruggs, we will live on kisses and hugs, happy as to...
Pearl, I think we better stop this song, 'cause yonder comes her wives.
Yeah, they're jealous of Pearl as it is.
Well, they got a reason to be, 'cause I ain't never seen a girl as pretty as Pearl.
Yeah, we had to settle for second best.
Why'd you stop singing, Earl? Yes, what was that song you boys were doing just now?
Just an old tune we used to sing.
Before we met you.
Oh, you're going to use it in your Los Angeles engagement?
Oh, no, I don't think we'd better. Say, Earl, it sure will be nice to see old Jed Clampett again, won't it?
It sure will, Lester.
You know who they can't wait to see again, don't you? Of course, the fabulous Pearl. We'll finally get a look at this raving beauty.
I'm dying to meet her, aren't you?
Can you make out any more of the letter, Pearl?
There's another word coming through. E-N-G-A-G. Engagement.
Granny was right. He's coming for your answer. You got to get engaged to one of them.
Oh, I don't believe it. After all these years. Pearl, you want to take my advice? You marry that little Earl Scruggs.
Don't you do it, Pearl. Take Lester Flatt.
I ain't figuring on marrying nobody. Now, let's not have no more of this kind of talk.
Well, Ma, I'm winded, but I'm dry.
Jethro Scruggs. What? Bodine. Oh, go change your clothes.
Quick as you can, come on in the house and give Granny a hand. She's cooking for the big wingding tonight.
We's having a wingding?
We sure are. Earl Scruggs and Lester Flatt's coming to town.
I hear to them, they make records and everything.
Them two learned how to sing and play serenading your Aunt Pearl.
Really? Well, tell me about it, Paul.
Well, your Aunt Pearl was just about your age then. And she favored you a lot, too. Real pretty. Had corn silky hair just like yours. And a beautiful figure. Well, sir, she pretty near drove Lester and Earl out of their banjo-picking minds. Poor man of them boys, they finally left the hills and moved to Nashville.
Well, how come Aunt Pearl didn't marry up with one of them?
Couldn't make up her mind, I reckon, but she's gonna have to tonight. Them boys are coming out here insisting on an engagement.
That's how come we's having a wingding, huh?
Yeah. Back home, we'd had a barn dance. Trouble is, these Beverly Hills places ain't got no barns.
Well, couldn't we borrow somebody's barn, Paul?
Well, scarce as they are, and us being strangers, it'd be too much to ask. We'll make do, though. I sent Jethro out with a truck to find some hay and some corn shucks and one thing and another and put them in the drawing room.
Reckon he can make it look like a barn?
I told him to do the best he could.
Uncle Jed told me to fix the drawing room up like a barn. I'll see how you like it. You ain't seen nothing yet, Ma. Come on in.
I'm surprised you didn't bring in a mule.
That rascal get out again?
Jethro, you're making me old before my time. How could you bring this livestock into a mansion like this?
It wasn't easy, Ma, but I figured it out. Back the truck up to the front of the mansion and...
You get this livestock out of here and you be quick about it.
Well, why?
Because I say why. Now, get it out, take it back where you got it, and I mean right now.
Well, I'll do my best, Ma, but first I gotta round up that mule and them other pigs.
I should have married Lester Earl. Maybe this wouldn't have happened to me.
This is the special operator. The number you have dialed does not exist.
You sound like the same lady I was talking to before.
Yes, I'm afraid I am.
Well, then you put me through to the same butcher shop I was talking to before. I told that fella to send me a side of pork and some pig feet for tonight's wingding. And it better get here, too, before I... Never mind, honey, it's here. And I gotta say for him, it's fresh.
We're going home.
Where are you going with that?
Pop told me to take him back where he come from.
Now, Jeff, don't you go away. I want you to see the rest of my dresses.
Now, Pearl, I ain't no judge of women's clothes.
I need a man's opinion. Listen, Jeff. Mrs. Lester Flat. Mrs. Earl Scruggs. Pearl Flat. Pearl Scruggs. They all sound good, don't they?
Wait for us, driver. Louise, I think we're making a mistake. Lester and Earl will be furious when they find out about this.
Let him be furious. I want to get a look at Pearl before that party tonight. I want to know how I'm going to stack up.
But we've just spent 3 hours at the beauty parlor. You look gorgeous.
So do you. But maybe Pearl looks super gorgeous.
Louise, be sensible. Our husbands knew this woman years and years ago. Do you realize how old she must be by now?
I hear they start very young back in those hills. Now, we've come this far, and I'm not leaving until I've seen Pearl.
But this is going to be very embarrassing. She's going to think we're a couple of snoopy, worried wives.
Aren't we?
Yes, but...
Look, Gladys, if it'll make you feel any better, we won't tell her who we are. We'll say we're a couple of those house-to-house cosmetic saleswomen.
But she'll find out who we are at the party.
They will all have a good laugh over it. Now, come on.
Oh, howdy there, ladies. Come in, come in.
Thank you.
What can I do for you?
We're selling cosmetics.
You're selling what?
Cosmetics. You know, beauty cream, face powder, perfume.
Oh, thank you, ladies, but I never use it.
We sell it to the lady of the house. And we understand a lady named Pearl lives here?
Well, yeah, she sure does.
Jeff?
Yeah?
I need your help out in the... Oh, I didn't know you had company.
Are you Pearl?
Please be Pearl.
Well, I ain't. Who are you?
These ladies sells beauty cream, Granny.
Oh, you can see I don't need none. Oh, Jed, I need you.
Well, Pearl will be down directly. She comes down them stairs every 5 minutes wearing a different beautiful gown. She's trying to pick one for the wingding tonight. Take yourself to home.
Howdy. Do y'all think this dress is fancy enough for a wingding?
Well,
back to the beauty shop.
Didn't Lester and Earl get here yet?
No, they didn't, and it's coming up for 7.
Well, they better get here quick before Jethro has all the victuals at.
Lester and Earl, it's always wonderful.
Brother, didn't come yet, Pearl.
Well, why'd you call me, Granny?
For you to stop that overgrown young'un of yourn from eating us out of a wingding. He's done gone through my crawdad dip and my pawpaw spread. And right now he's in there tossing down them pickled pig's feet like there was popcorn. Jethro, you come on out here. Now, you better stop him before he gets into the ham hocks and the turnip greens.
Too late.
Them ham hocks sure was good.
Was.
Jethro, did you eat all them ham hocks alone?
No, ma'am. I done like you always told me. I ate the greens, too.
Hi, everybody. I taught Skippy and Honey a little trick to do at the wingding.
Annie Mae, what happened to that pretty dress you was wearing?
Oh, Pa, I can't square dance in that thing. And it ain't good for working with my critters, neither.
If Lester and Earl don't get here soon, our wingding is going to fall apart.
I tell you, Earl, I just don't understand it. Their wives spent all afternoon in the beauty shop and then went back again tonight.
That's what we get for marrying city women.
Yeah, I reckon we'll just have to leave the party tonight at 9 o'clock and go pick them up.
I reckon so.
Hey, I've got an idea. Let's surprise old Jed with that song we wrote about.
Your own.
Come on, Skippy. Come on. Jump. Come on, jump. That's the way. That's a boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Jump, Albert. Jump. Good doggy. Come on. That's the dog. Yeah.
It's them. They's here.
That's Lester and Earl, all right.
Not yet, Jed. Let me get upstairs first.
Well, what for, Pearl?
So I can make an entrance.
I've been listening to my story about a man named Jed. Poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And one day he was shooting at some food. Up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is. Texas tea.
Well, you're welcome, Earl. Come in. You know Granny and Jethro and his daughter Ellie Mae.
Howdy.
Where'd that song come from you all was singing out there?
Oh, we wrote it, Jed. We heard about your good luck clean down in Nashville.
Well, doggy. Where's Pearl?
Upstairs waiting.
Come on down, Pearl. Come on down here. Come on, here's Earl and Lester. Come on, we're waiting for you.
Pearl, 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 come let us see our girl. Are you still her Valentine? Do you still look so divine? Come and let us see our darling Pearl.
Lester, Flat. Oh, Scott, it's so good to see you both.
Listen, everybody, I hope you'll excuse us for coming without wives.
You're excused.
We have a good reason.
Of course you do, and we understand, Earl. Let's all relax now and have some good old stomping music and some of Granny's victuals and get acquainted all over again. Come on, let's go in there and get
I remember how you boys like a nice root roast. And when you see the beauty I want to forget.
Pearl, just a minute now. I want to talk to you.
Jed, I just can't decide. I like them both.
Well, you better get to liking one better than the other one. There's just too many pretty women out here in Beverly Hills. Now, you take them two come to the door this afternoon selling beauty cream. If Earl and Lester ever gets a look at them, you ain't going to keep them on the string for long.
Now, anytime you want to know where I'm going down the road, get my girl on the line. You find me there most any time. Now, old man Flatty on the farm, from the hog lot to the barn, from the barn to the rail, he made his living by carrying the mail.
Jed, I just made my decision.
Which one, Pearl?
Can't marry neither one of them.
Why not?
Because I'll be busting up one of the most wonderful musical teams in this whole country.
How come you say that?
Because the one that don't get me will be eat up with jealousy and they'll get to fighting like they used to.
Pearl, I believe you're right.
Just let me get up the nerve to tell them because this is going to hurt.
Earl, I've got a good idea for our Los Angeles engagement.
What's that?
Let's ask Pearl and all the rest of them to square dance on the stage.
That's a great idea.
Pearl, we got something to ask you. You know we come all the way out here for an engagement.
Lester, before you go any further, the answer is no.
What?
No to both of you.
But Pearl.
Now, don't beg her, boys. This hurts Pearl more than it does you.
Time heals all wounds.
Speaking of time, Earl, we're late. Come on.
We'll be back just as soon as we can make it.
Pearl? They couldn't take it. They run off just like they done 18 years ago.
They left their guitar and their banjo. Don't you think we ought to wait up for them to come back for her?
It might take another 18 years. Let's get to bed.
They ain't coming back, Riney. If you could have seen them run out of here when I said no.
Folks, we'd like you to meet our wives, Mrs. Flatt, Mrs. Scruggs, Gladys, and Louise.
Howdy.
Howdy. You see, Pearl, I told you if they ever met them two women, you wouldn't keep them on the string. They married them on the rebound.
Oh, Lester and Earl. I had to settle for second best.